What is going on, everybody? Due to Bet Daily, December 3rd, 2022. We've already kicked off with the college football championship games here today. Papa Dude, big time upset last night. I know you were really, really sad. I mean, you kept sending crying emojis to our text chain here as USC went down.
Broke my heart.
How are you feeling today? Are you okay? Just want to check in.
Yeah, I'm great. Now my bet has already started, right?
That's correct. All right, Papa Dude.
Shit.
Best bet, go.
Did we get that changed there with the lines? No, we did not.
It's 8 minutes till your bet starts, so it has not kicked off yet. And
Okay.
if the line has changed, I will change it. You can
There
talk.
we go.
Okay, well, my best bet was TCU -1. And miraculously, a lot of books now have changed to where Kansas State is the favorite, which is even better for me. So we're going to get this changed. And we've been sitting there trying to think, what is happening to cause these lines to move? And our expert on the lines, Mike, said a big syndicate must have put some money on the Wildcats, right?
Yeah,
Mike?
this is wild. I mean, just to see the line move 5 points on game day is absolutely insane. You had the opportunity all week to bet Kansas State +2.5, even +3 in some spots. And Bookmaker right now, so that's we're getting +2.5, -122 right now on Bookmaker for TCU. To see the favorite flip like this so aggressively is so rare, especially for a game like this that is taking so much money. So, Papa, dude, this is a great spot for you here to get some points here with TCU.
Exactly.
Like, who like laying it?
Right. Now I'm getting them, and they don't necessarily have to win. So I'm all in. Back to what you're talking about last night, a shocker to, I think, all three of us, a shocker that USC caved like that. Now, part of the reason was their quarterback got hurt. And I listened to Lincoln Riley on the post game, and they were talking about, how come did you think about taking him out? And he said he wouldn't have come out anyway. He said, I thought about it, but it wouldn't have done any good. So I thought the coach had control of things, but evidently not. But anyway.
He's in Oklahoma. He doesn't have any control.
I thought that was kind of is that where we've gone? You're the head coach, and you think maybe you ought to take him out, but I'm not going to take him out because he wouldn't come out anyway. So even if I told him you can't go in, he'd go in anyway. And he said that that's what happened, Aaron, on the last part of the game too. He said, I'm taking you out, and he went out there anyway.
So one thing I'll take away from that game last night, Caleb Williams is a great player, and he should be the Heisman Trophy winner.
Oh, I agree.
Fantastic. He showed a ton of heart playing through that.
Yep.
He said he popped a hamstring when the game was 14-3. He was fantastic. So
he is.
All credit in the world should go to Caleb Williams. I thought what he showed last night was really a high character to stay in there and fight for that game.
Yeah, and again, what got him beat is what got his teams beat over and over at Oklahoma. When the chips are down, the defense can't stop anybody. Well, and that's what it was.
Healthy Caleb Williams, though, could Utah have stopped USC?
No.
I mean, so that was a big factor here, especially. I mean, we saw them up 17-3 when he was somewhat healthy.
Yeah.
And from that point on, what was it, 44-10 or something crazy like that for the rest of the game? So that injury meant a lot. I was shocked. I got shit on Twitter when I sent out the tweet, Caleb Williams is better than anyone coming out this year in the draft class. I would happily take Caleb Williams over Young, over Levis, over Stroud. I think he is far better NFL prospect than any of those guys.
Especially when we've seen the success that Jalen Hurts is having. To me, Caleb Williams is Jalen Hurts plus throws the ball much better.
He's a better version of Fields and Hurts. That's just,
he is. And it looks like this is the trend that the NFL is going to now in quarterbacks, because they're going to copy what the Eagles have done with Hurts. People are going to do it, and no one can at this point is better than Williams at doing this. And plus, he throws the ball. Really
Let's jump into today's games. We've got a ton going on here. Papa Dude going right to that TCU Kansas State game. TCU currently a 2.5-point dog. Still shocking to me that they're laying 2.5 after what happened earlier. Aaron, what's your take on this game? Do you like TCU here to stay undefeated, head to the championship? Or you think Kansas State can pull off the upset?
I love TCU, and I don't know what would make that line flip like it did. Now, look, I think K-State has a good shot to beat them, because I think K-State's a solid team. But listen, if you're getting points with TCU, I think you take it. I have TCU to win the game outright. So we talked about it last weekend on the show, Papa Dude. When TCU was -1, we said we love that. We thought they would go to -3. They did, and now they're at +2.5 for seemingly no reason. So I definitely think TCU is the play in this game. And like I said, I'm not going to be shocked if Kansas State beats them. I think Kansas State's a solid team, but I think TCU is the play.
It's going to be interesting here. K-State up 28-10 before losing their quarterbacks in the first game against TCU. It'll be interesting to see if they can keep that momentum going, or if we're going to kind of see that game where it flipped and TCU was able to come back and get the victory. Papa Dude, real quick, does TCU need to win? Are they in the playoff if they lose right now?
I'll tell you what, that is a great question, isn't it? To me, I don't think they will get in. I don't, because of the name. It's the name on the jersey. Unless it's a barn burner, maybe a real. What am I saying? No, they're not in.
Aaron, how pissed would you be if you had to sit and watch Georgia, Bama on one side of the bracket and Michigan, Ohio State on the other? Because that's what's going to happen if TCU loses.
Awfully mad, and honestly, these games should not matter for the playoffs. The team should be in, win or lose today, that's playing in these championship games.
Well, I think TCU, if they don't get in over a 2-loss Alabama, that's criminal.
Yeah.
I think Bama should get in over Ohio State. I know that.
Well, that's debatable. Okay. Yeah.
I know that's not a popular opinion. TCU probably has a better resume than Ohio State or Bama.
Well, the other team we're not talking about beat Alabama, and that's Tennessee. I think they get in over Alabama. They should.
How mad do you have to be for losing that South Carolina game right now? I mean, you were a lock for the playoffs if you had won that game.
They would be in Ohio State spot today where they don't have to worry about it. They're in.
That's right.
All right, let's go to the game of the day. Toledo, Ohio, MAC championship. Papa Dude, I know you love the MAC. MAC, baby, MACtion. Let's go. Ohio +3.5 against Toledo. Who you got?
Well, we did real well yesterday on the Buffalo-Akron game. We had that one pegged, didn't we?
Nailed it.
We had that nailed. Yeah, Akron has nothing to play for. Buffalo's got everything to play for. They're going to romp them. They're at home. And that didn't happen. Because the same thing, I don't know if they're going to romp them, but Ohio should win this game today. They're playing really, really well. And Toledo's coming into it on, I think, a 2-game losing streak, maybe a 3. So they're struggling. Ohio's playing great. What's the line right now?
I played Ohio +3.5.
Yep. I think that's a gimme. I do. But it's the MAC. I told you yesterday, you never, ever, ever bet the MAC. And you did it again.
About 3 times a week. So, Aaron, what do you think here? Toledo, Ohio, catching 3.5 right now with Ohio. Total was at 61.5, I believe it was.
Bobcats, big. I love the Bobcats plus the 3.5. And people that don't know, the Bobcats are Ohio. So I'm going to go Ohio in this game. They're the MAC team that's been really kind of put it all together, been playing really well. I think they get it done.
So as we say that, Toledo drives down the field into Ohio territory with the first possession. So you got to love that, right? All right, let's talk the Sun Belt Championship here. Coastal Carolina and Troy, Aaron. I know you love some Coastal Carolina. You've been on them more last year than this year, but enjoyed them this year as well. They're catching 7 against Troy. What do you got here?
All right, I'll corso this one up big time for you. Last night, the Trojans were embarrassed. Today, the Trojans get revenge. Troy, big.
I agree. I like Troy more than like this Coastal team is not last year's Coastal team, Papa Dude. Who do you like here, Troy or Coastal?
They're not even close. So I really like Troy in this one. North Carolina State got beat by 41 points last week to James Madison, and they let me down another time. They're not near as good as they have been. So I'm going Troy. I think they cover too.
All right, let's head over to a rematch here. Central Florida taking on Tulane. Central Florida ran the ball all over Tulane, up and down the field in Tulane last time. Yet they're still a 3.5-point dog today, Aaron. I kind of want to just say that this game's going to be a repeat of the last one here, and Central Florida is going to move the football. And if they do, they're dangerous, especially catching over a field goal. Who do you like here, Central Florida or Tulane?
Tulane gets revenge. Central Florida covers. I will take Central Florida with the points. I do think Tulane gets revenge. Field goal, last second, 28-25, Tulane wins. Central Florida covers.
That hook feels super important, doesn't it, Papa Dude? The fact
Yeah,
that it's 3.5, not
I'm
3.
the same way. I saw that game, watched a lot of it. I can't get that out of my head how their quarterback torched them. Now, I do think Tulane will adjust to that. But I think Tulane may win the game, but I'm going to go the points with UCF.
Let's head to one of the two Final Four teams playing today, Georgia against LSU. Game sitting at 17.5 currently for Georgia, total sitting at 52. I thought this was really tough. I can create the narrative in my head that either this is an easy cover for LSU or Georgia just blows the doors off. What way did you go here, Papa Dude?
Boy, I tell you, I'm not impressed with the way LSU's played 2 of the last 3 games. And I just, I can't get the fact they went into Arkansas, and Arkansas didn't have a quarterback, and they only scored 13 points. And then they got hammered last week by a Texas A&M team that we know is talented. But what were they, like 3-9, 3-8 coming into that game? And I just can't get that out of my head. I don't think they can come up with enough offense. I like Georgia to cover.
Yeah, Chris Felica, the Bear, was tweeting about specifically Georgia against top 5 teams, not named, or top 15 teams. I'm sorry, not named Alabama, and how consistently they destroy them.
Yeah.
That everyone else, it's just, and you remember that Tennessee game earlier this year comes to mind, where Tennessee is this explosive offense, yet they can't move the ball on Georgia.
Right.
Aaron, you think that's a similar story today, where it's like, I hate this LSU quarterback too. I can't stand Jordan Daniels. So do we think that he's going to be able to move the football consistently against this Georgia defense?
No. I think Georgia, as long as they are focused into the game, I mean, they've sat there and heard all week. It doesn't really matter if they win or lose this game. But here's the thing. Georgia did not win the SEC championship game last year. This is a chance for them to get that. I think they're motivated, even though they really don't need to win today. I think LSU is fraudulent. I'll go Georgia pretty big in this game.
All right, let's head to my best bet of the day. Let's go to the Big Ten. We got Michigan facing Purdue. Michigan currently laying 17. Well, we can get 15.5 if you want a bookmaker. For my best bet, I have Michigan laying this 17. I think Michigan absolutely rolls today. Purdue is a fraud in my mind. The Big Ten is weak. And you have 2 clear best teams there. Michigan has everything to play for. They do not want to put this in the committee's hands. If they win today, they get the job done. They are officially in as the 2 seed or the 1 seed if Georgia loses. I think Michigan absolutely rolls Purdue today. Papa Dude, what do you think about this one?
I would have to agree with you that on logic, yes, they should. However,
you do this to me every day. However,
the only thing is, Purdue's got a little bit of offense. They've got a little bit of a chance to score. We talked about this, Aaron and I did on our Thursday show. Of these crappy teams in that division that Purdue's in, they were the best of the crappy because they had an offense. That would be my only worry. But I don't think they can stop Michigan. I think Michigan will roll them on the ground. I just think they're so much better, more physical. Up front, they're better. They should cover it. You shouldn't have to sweat this game, in my opinion. But I just, the other factor is, even though this is a huge game, and it is, Michigan is probably in. But even though it's a huge game, they're coming off the biggest game of the season for them. Are they going to be at the level they need to be emotionally? They probably will. I would think so. And I think Harbaugh is really good at that. So I agree that they should cover. I hope it doesn't get scary.
Well, I think you hit the nail on the head there, right? We've seen teams not show up for this championship week before, Aaron, where they just kind of struggle or they kind of sleepwalk into these games expecting to get through, and then they get upset. I'm hoping Harbaugh is the reason they don't. He seems to be a good motivator in these situations and should get this Michigan team up for it. Do you like Purdue catch the points? You're with Michigan and me here.
Michigan by 100. I think they will absolutely.
That's the rocking chair win then.
I don't think you'll have to sweat this game at all. I think they will demolish them. I think they will kill them. I don't think Purdue can match up with them physically at all. I think they will murder the quarterback for Purdue, who's actually decent. If he gets time, maybe it gets a little bit dicey, but I think Michigan's going to roll in this game. I don't think it's going to be close.
All right. Speaking of rolling, we've got a couple other sports we're going to roll through real quick here so we don't go too long. Let's head it over to the ice. I mean, there's one game we have to talk about, right? The Avalanche are headed into Boston to face the Bruins. Got a 13-win Avalanche team, a 17-win Bruins team, Papa Dude. Bruins here laying minus 170. You can catch plus 150 on the Avs tonight. You interested or are you sticking with Boston?
We say this all the time. In hockey, it's so hard to keep winning. And we've got Boston. We have the Devils and the Kraken. That's right. I said the Kraken that just keep winning every night. So no, I'm not interested in Colorado. I don't think they're really playing that well. We all know the talent, but it's not been consistent. I think Boston gets this. I think they'll be ready to go and they'll beat them. So no, I'm not interested in taking the Avalanche.
Sign me up for the plus 150, baby. McKinnon got 2 the other night. The Avs are starting to get right, and I don't believe it. Boston, by the way, 28-1 to start the year. Now your second favorite to win the Stanley Cup at 6-1. That seems wildly short. The Devils, 68-1 to start the year. Now 11-1. Aaron,
really?
Who do you like, Avs or Bruins?
Bruins. I like the Bruins in this spot. It's tough to go in there on a Saturday and beat those Boston Bruins. I think, I agree with what Somich kind of said there. Avalanche are starting to play better. They're starting to play like the team we thought last year. I like the Bruins' depth a little bit here. I still think the Avalanche are kind of searching with that third and fourth line. Give me the Boston Bruins in this game today. This is going to be a great game. Forget all these football games. That's the game to watch today.
Can I get 2 bottles of tequila or 3 bottles of tequila versus 2 here against you guys? Come on. You want to do a little something?
No.
You're killing me.
No.
A little tequila wager on this game. Let's go.
No.
I miss Magic. He would give me bottles of tequila for that reason. All right, let's head over to the NBA here. Only one decent game today. The Mavs are taking on the Knicks, tipping in 11 minutes here. 12:30 tip-off from New York and Madison Square Garden. The Mavs 1-8 on the road. However, the Knicks are just 4-6 at home, so not exactly wonderful there. Dallas laying the 1.5, Papa Dude. Who you got here?
Knicks. I'm going the Knicks. I don't think Dallas is very good. They're really struggling. Going the Knicks. I think that's who I picked. I can't really remember. I think it is. I'm staying away from the game, but if you made me pick it, so I'm going the Knicks.
Give me the under 223. Dallas has just been wildly slow from a possession perspective. I think that keeps up, and the Knicks don't exactly fill up the buckets. What do you got here, Aaron?
2 nights ago, I said bet the Pistons when they were playing this Mavericks team. Pistons won. Last night, I said on good authority, Memphis is laying for the Clippers. Memphis, they're ready. They dominate. They cover. Today, I have heard from my New York Knicks people, the Knicks are ready to dominate this game. If the Mavericks can't go to Detroit and win, they're not going to Madison Square Garden in an afternoon game and winning. Knicks, big. I think Knicks win by 8 today.
8 is not big in the NBA. Luka Doncic, triple-double. Book it, baby. Give me
There
that.
you go.
Big. 8 points. Big.
Yeah. Doncic is going for 30 and a triple-double. These NBA stars get up for these games in Madison Square Garden.
That's
He's going to go off today. All right, race of the day here. Let's head to Aqueduct. We've got a grade 1, the Cigar Mile, coming up in the 9th race here. Zandon showing up for the first time since first time facing Ola here, first time since running in the Pennsylvania Derby, the Travers, the Jim Danny, the Derby. He's danced all the dances, but yet to win any of them, Aaron. Is today the day for Zandon? Are you willing to lay even money on it? Because it's probably going to go off shorter than that.
The price is a problem, but the object of the game is to pick a winner. I think he is way the class of this field. I am mildly interested in White Barrio, and it's going to depend on the price. If you get that 9-2 price, I think he is a little bit interesting in this game, in this race. But overall, who's been drinking this morning? Overall, though, I just think Zandon is the class of the field. He has been facing much tougher runners. And you say, well, he's lost a few in a row. Look, the horses that have beaten him would be 1-9 in a race like this. Taba, Epicenter. I just feel like Zandon is the horse to beat in this spot because of this class situation. You got a horse like Mind Control. He does have a lot of class as well. I have not liked his last 2 races. I think Zandon comes in really good form, coming off a nice Pennsylvania Derby effort. Gets Rosario aboard again. I think he fits him awfully well. I think Zandon gets it done. It's very, very rainy right now, though, so I don't know if that's going to play a factor or not.
Zandon 1-for-1 over a wet track. Also only gone one turn once in his career with that 6 furlong start. And Papadou, do you think this is a little too short of a race here?
For Zandon?
For Zandon.
No. Zandon all the way. He's going to smoke him.
That
big.
That one start was a win, though.
It was a 6 furlong win, breaking his maiden at Belmont, got the job done over Matt Doyle, that wonderful thoroughbred who has come back to do nothing since. However, I agree with you guys. Look, Zandon is a class above here. It seems like he's going to be able to get the job done. I almost made my best bet in this for today, a cold try from this race. Zandon, Mind Control, White Abario, Ice Cold. I think those are clearly the 3 best horses. And if you can put them in the right order, you're probably getting 6-1. That seems like some value to me.
I like that. I don't hate that at all. I think Mind Control is the one that screws you, but he should run well. I just don't know. Sometimes Mike said it here, is like, it's his going away party. I don't know. It's something about it. I don't like when they announce, hey, we're retiring after this race. Sometimes they don't run very well. So a little worried about his form, but he should run. I mean, he fits with this class for sure.
What about Getter Number? I think that's the wild card here from these top 3 that we haven't talked about yet. I mean, Zandon obviously is going to go off as a favorite. Mind Control has won these mile races before. White Abario coming back from the bench here, but been training exceptionally well, according to our reports. Getter Number coming in here off of a nice win last time out, $100,000 optional claimer at Del Mar, ships across the country for Peter Miller. Luis Saez picks up the mount. I mean, this is the spoiler from those 3 perspectives. This is the other horse that's got a shot, right, Aaron?
I think the horse is going to run pretty well. Definitely last time out, looked like a pretty nice horse. Beat some really nice horses, like you said. I think that's I have that horse in 3rd. I think that's the one that could kind of, make your exacta or try pay if he can get up there. But the class jump isn't as big because A, this is not a great grade 1 field, and B, that allowance was more like a grade 3 type of field.
Yeah, Ginobili running 2nd, Forbidden Kingdom running 3rd, both commonly found in graded stakes there. So 2 good horses that ran right behind him. Any way you look at this, I know, Aaron, you made a video about making money off favorites recently. This is one of those races where if you have an opinion in the 2nd and 3rd hole, I feel like you can make a good amount off this trifecta because it is going to be a little muddied behind your top pick Zandon there with 3 horses competing for 2 spots.
Yeah, and you are the kind of the trifecta structure type of guy when it comes to that. So I'm surprised you didn't go with it. I thought you would go with that try there, but you love those Michigan Wolverines. So
I think they're going to roll today. Like it's one of I think they're going to win by 40. Like I would lay alternate lines in that Michigan game, and then as much as I like taking these shots with tries, you're getting 6, 7, 8-1. I don't see how Michigan doesn't blow the doors off Purdue today. So that's why we ended up there. But it's a good thing we were able to mention this one. So if anyone wants to play that try, I do like Zandon, Mind Control, White Abario, Cold in the try there. I think leaving Getter Number off is the way you're able to get some value there. All right, Aaron, let's talk about your best bet of the day since we already covered the other 2. Headed back to the ice, though you got let down by the Jets last night.
Listen, sometimes when you're betting hockey, you're going to have games like that. And all 3 of the underdogs won last night. And guess what? All 3 of the favorites outshot the underdogs by a pretty wide margin and lost. And that's hockey sometimes. You get a bad bounce. Your goalie doesn't play very well. The puck just can't go in the net. Yeah, the Jets just got boat raced out of their own building last night by an inferior team. Tonight, we're coming right back. Well, not tonight. 1 o'clock, this game will start. The Ducks and the Wild. Major mismatch, in my opinion. Ducks are one of the worst teams in the league, if not the worst. The Wild are playing better. I think they're going to start picking it up a little bit. That's probably bad news for our Blues, but for the Minnesota Wild and their fans, it's good news. I think they're going to start picking it up. Kaprizov, one of the best players in the league. You need to watch him in this game. I think the Wild beat the Ducks. So we'll start it with that, and then we'll go down tonight to the Rangers and the Blackhawks. And it's another thing. Blackhawks, they're not very good. They might be the worst. Them or the Ducks, one or the other. So I think the Rangers get it done tonight at home. Other thing is with this, the Rangers coming off a loss against Ottawa. So they they didn't play very well in that game. It's a Saturday home game. They're hosting a team that's not very good. They need to come out and get a win. They have not been playing well lately. I think they come out and play a really good game. And if they play well, they're going to beat the Blackhawks. So I thought this was a pretty logical parlay here in the NHL to kind of bounce back after what I thought was a logical play last night that ended up getting just blown up right out of the gate.
Yeah, rough first period, down 2-0 before you could blink, and that was pretty much all she wrote for laying the goal and a half. However, I do like both these teams coming back tonight. I think you got a nice shot here. And the minus 115, not too bad from a juice perspective, especially for what we've got going on there. All right, let's review the best bets before we sign off here. We'll be back tomorrow at noon Eastern for best bets across the NFL. I'm excited to talk Dolphins and Niners tomorrow because that is a hell of a game that I have no idea how it's going to go. All right, Papa Dude taking TCU plus 2.5. That game is already kicked off. If you want to get it in game right now, they're minus 4.5. So good job by you, Papa Dude. Already a 6-point jump there. Minnesota Wild, New York Rangers, money line parlay for Aaron minus 115. I'm going to take Michigan. Hopefully the Wolverines can absolutely roll today. Lay in the 17 for the week. We are 4-5, down $96 for the year, down $68. Rough day yesterday, but we're ready to bounce back. Good luck today with all your betting across both the sports and horse racing world. We'll see y'all tomorrow.